We got scammed on our first day in Thailand, and oddly enough, we enjoyed it. Thailand is a well-known tourist destination for good reason, but it's also well known for its scams. Now, I had done a lot of research on them, but there were just too many to keep track of. There's the Grand Palace is closed scam, where a tuk-tuk driver will tell you that, oh, sorry, that huge tourist destination that you want to go to, it's closed today, so I'm gonna take you to this other place that pays me for taking you there. There's the gem scam, which is like they take you to a gem shop and it's not real gems, it's all like cut glass that's colored, and they tell you that those gems are worth like 5 times as much in your home country, so you could make so much money if you buy them and then sell them back at your home country. But then obviously they're completely worthless. And then there's the scams in Thailand that are also found elsewhere, like in Spain, where if you hand someone a bill, they'll swap it out with a counterfeit and then show you that it's a counterfeit bill and ask you for another one. So you just paid double and now you're stuck with a counterfeit note. And those are just to name a few. Now, luckily we didn't fall for any of those, and my research on scams did help us not make this one any worse, but here's what happened on our first day in Thailand. Good morning! It's our first day in Thailand. We flew into Bangkok really early this morning, and we got to our hostel at like 3:30 in the morning, and then we slept for only about 5.5 or 6 hours, and now we're out and about exploring. And as we were just walking around the city, there was a bunch of tuk-tuks saying that today is a special holiday and the government is giving tuk-tuks all these discounts on free gasoline. Yeah, no, it was not a special holiday, and in our defense, we had turned away multiple tuk-tuk drivers before a particular price caught our ear and got our attention. So we were actually able to get a tuk-tuk to take us to all of these places around Bangkok for only 10 baht total. That's 5 baht each. And to give you some perspective, 30 baht is $1 US. So that's pretty freaking cool. So the first stop that we're at is the Golden Mount, and yeah, it's really high up. There's over 300 steps, so in this heat, with my body still adjusting to the temperature and everything, I don't think it's a good idea for me to climb it. So we're just gonna walk around and take a look at everything. Apparently from up on the top you get a really great view of the city, so it's a shame, but what you gonna do? Oh well. Strong, dude.
Yeah.
After the Golden Mount, our driver took us to a local temple, and there was a man sitting in this temple by himself who was incredibly friendly, and he showed Joe how to pray Thai style and insisted that he try it, and told us a little bit about the temple and the different beliefs. And then he just happened to mention how wonderful our driver was to take us to a local temple like this, because so many tourists don't get to experience that. And then he said that he and his family was from Chiang Mai, which is something that pretty much everybody told us, and that his wife and son were out shopping because of this government holiday. There were huge discounts at all of these different tailor stores that we could get all of these nice clothes made just for us for really, really cheap today only, and it wasn't going on the next day. So we definitely later on thought, yeah, he seems like a plant, especially because as we were leaving, another couple in a different tuk-tuk were coming right in behind us to the same place. And now we are heading to the giant Buddha. We got a ticket for only 40 baht each, which is just a little over $1, which is cool. But before the giant Buddha, there was a pit stop. Our driver was making seemingly casual conversation with us as he was driving from place to place. And one of the things that he asked us about was our train tickets and our accommodations at the next place that we were going to. And we reluctantly mentioned that we hadn't booked the train yet and that we have to do that, and that, yeah, we didn't have accommodation yet either. But that's how we traveled, and we didn't think it was any big deal. He offered to drop us off at a travel agency, and he mentioned that he would get a coupon for gas by just bringing us there. I was immediately really, really suspicious of this place and felt uncomfortable as soon as we got there, but I liked our driver, and I was like, okay, if he's gonna get a kickback, you know, it's not that big of a deal. So we went in this place, and it had these huge silver letters and numbers mounted to the wall, and the guy who brought us over to his desk pointed them out, saying that this number meant that they are government official and certified. And I kind of raised my eyebrows, like, you could have made those numbers yourself. That doesn't really mean anything to us, you know? And he asked about the train ticket and the accommodations, and we said we're very much budget travelers and we were going to a hostel, and he started trying to talk us up into going to a really nice hotel. He was trying to convince us that by the time we got there would be no accommodations left whatsoever. And I pulled out my phone and I went to the Hostel World app and I looked up the dates, and I showed him, just started scrolling through all the accommodations available and said, we really don't need to stay at a hotel. And he kept saying, what's your budget? What's your budget? And so we politely just kept declining. Oh, I have a cat in my lap. When he finally realized that we were just gonna keep saying, no, we're fine, thank you, that's okay, he actually sat back in his chair and kind of huffed and, you know, just flicked his wrist to tell us just get out. So we didn't purchase anything from him, and Joe and I were super eager to leave, so we were just like, thank you for your time, and jumped out of there. But he acted like we wasted his time. It was absolutely ridiculous. In his initial proposal to us, the tuk-tuk driver offered to take us to 5 or 6 places, including a floating market, which was on my list of things that I wanted to do, and the Grand Palace. But those last two didn't happen. We're at the giant standing Buddha now. He is behind me, and he stands in at 45 meters tall. And then there's another 45-meter Buddha that is lying down indoors too. So hopefully we get to see him too. after the giant Buddha, we were told that we were supposed to go to the floating market. But surprise, surprise, there was a pit stop in between. And then we ended up not even going to the floating market because he said that the boat to the floating market would be like another hour and a half or 2 hours, and then the price would be like astronomical, like way more than we wanted to spend for that. So the next stop was actually to a tailor. Wow, the thing that the other guy talked to us about, suddenly we were there and could go in. Now, in his defense, our tuk-tuk driver actually told us that we didn't have to buy anything. We just go in, listen to them for a little bit, maybe drink a free beer that they offered us, and the tuk-tuk driver would get that coupon for more gas. And so we once again kind of sighed and was like, all right, well, Joe has always wanted to get a custom tailored suit, so maybe if it really is cheap, maybe we can get it for him. But the prices there on our budget, even though they were cheaper than what it would be in Japan, it still wasn't worth it. The funny thing is that I actually really enjoy reading about travel scams. I find them fascinating and sometimes really funny. There's one particular scam in Cairo, Egypt, where you go to the pyramid and there's these guys with camels that you can hop on the back of a camel and go up and take your picture of you on a camel with the pyramids in the background. But there's some guys that have you pay up front for that before you get on the camel. You take the pictures and then suddenly the guy is demanding more money from you because he refuses to use the word and the command to get the camel to go back down. And camels are really tall, so you're just kind of like stuck on the camel until you pay him more money. I think if it was me, I would probably just jump down, but I find that one really funny. But these guys, wow, they can lie. They have these big smiles on their face and they look like they are so honest with you, but they're really just scam artists, but you feel like you can trust them. It was a really bizarre new experience for sure. So why did we basically enjoy this scam? Well, our plans that day were pretty minimal. We were really tired from getting in so early and barely sleeping, and our plans were basically just to wander around and see what we can of the city on foot. But instead, we got to pay next to nothing to get driven around all day and see all of these different parts of the city that we wouldn't have been able to for next to nothing. And the wind in your hair, it's a really nice way to travel. Another reason is that we really didn't lose out on much. I accredit that mostly to our gut instinct to not trust the travel agent, as well as my knowledge of different travel scams. If we had paid that travel agency thousands of baht to book all of these places that don't even exist most likely, and they would have just kept all of our money and we would have gotten screwed over for the rest of the trip, then yeah, that would have ruined our day and potentially, hopefully we wouldn't let it ruin our trip, but if you were traveling on a severe budget, that could have destroyed the rest of our trip on the first day. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our day getting scammed, and I hope that it helped you learn about some of the travel scams out there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Comment below, have you been scammed? Did you get it really bad and you were really upset, or did it kind of work out in your favor and it was okay? Do you know of any scams that didn't happen to you, but that you know of in different places that other people should be aware of and be vigilant? I want to talk with you. Comment below. And if you want to see more content like this, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And a special thank you to my patrons on Patreon. If you want to see the last day in Cambodia and a lot of extra videos, definitely join some of these awesome people, including Miriam Figuerelas, David Smith, Stephen Gardner, Kaz Avery, Fine Ass Amy Fresh, Fewgrain42, The Jesta, and the newest member, Kenneth Deed. Thank you so much, and I hope I see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye!